Hey guys, Joe here with Tyler Barich. He's our VP of Grocery, and we're at our ECRM grocery sessions in Las Vegas. So thank you for joining me.
Of course, my pleasure.
So we're going to answer some questions that suppliers have been asking, namely about the different types of meeting spaces and programs that we have, and which one is relevant for which types of suppliers. So, Tyler, could you give us a little overview of the different types of meetings, and we could just take it from there.
Of course, yeah. So at ECRM we offer three all-inclusive packages for participation, and it's one of the questions I get most often from suppliers is which package is right for me, because our process is pretty unique. It's quite a bit different from your traditional trade show expo where you're paying for a booth space and then you have all your add-ons. So we offer three options. So I'll start with our entry package, which is called our Discovery Hub. And so we refer to that as our Emerging Brands program. So it's really designed for first-time attendees, and secondly, really emerging brands, ones that are looking to get discovered, ones that are looking to build up their distribution and get product feedback from buyers. And so that option is all-inclusive, and that comes with a couple things. You get 10-minute pre-scheduled appointments with your category buyers. That comes with a tabletop meeting space. So that's in one of the ballrooms here at the hotel, and then a round meeting table with chairs.
Okay.
And so all of our options include hotel and meals, which is nice because that's something we take care of. You don't need to book it on your own, and it adds to great networking sessions for suppliers to be able to mingle with buyers outside of their pre-scheduled appointments. So that does include one person, and you can certainly add extra attendees if needed.
Okay. Now, a quick question for that. The typical supplier that opts for the Discovery Hub, would they be someone like, maybe they're doing well on Amazon, they're in a handful of stores, but they're not really yet in some larger retailers?
That's typically what I see. Amazon is popular for a lot of the emerging brands, their e-commerce, selling through their website, and even some of them have established distribution more so on a regional level, but they're really kind of at that next stage where they're looking to branch out, meet with buyers across other channels, and ready to scale up and start to have a national presence.
Great. Okay, and now the next level up.
Next level up is what we call our innovation pipeline. And so that's really designed for challenger brands. So this package is really for a supplier that already has some form of established distribution. Again, could be on a regional level most likely. Yeah. And at this point, they're really looking to build and grow, I should say, their presence within the retail space. So a lot of times we find suppliers, maybe they have established distribution in the natural food space, and they're looking to branch out and meet with more of your core grocers, gotcha, for example, or maybe they're looking to expand into the drug channel, or even convenience for that matter. So that package again is designed for those brands that are looking to kind of go to the next level, and that package includes a 10x10 pipe and drape booth. So it's a little bit more space, a little bit more privacy than that of the Discovery Hub. It still includes the one attendee with hotel accommodations and meals. So that option really works well for attendees that have been to an ECRM session in the past, and now they kind of understand how it operates. So that tends to work really well.
Okay, and then the next level up is our suites.
Right? That's right. Yeah, we refer to that as our planning session, and that option is really reserved for what we call, or what we refer to as leading brands. So that's going to be your suppliers that already have that really good foundation of distribution, and this is for suppliers that are really looking to do planning at our sessions. They're looking to have build those strategic relationships with the retailers. Also, maybe they're looking to expand into a new channel. Commonly what we see is suppliers that attend in that level, they already have distribution across multiple channels. Typically it's if they're in the natural food space, they're doing business with a lot of the natural grocers. They're doing business with a lot of the national grocers, Walmart, Target, and maybe they're looking to branch into the drug channel, or convenience is a popular one, or maybe they're at a place where they're looking to expand into food service. So that's great, because I think suppliers at that level need every bit of those 20 minutes to be able to talk about
They have a deeper conversation.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe they have, multiple SKUs, or they're launching new items, so they're able to capture a lot of the retailers they're currently doing business with, and at that time see a few others that maybe they're not. So that meeting space works really well. It's almost like buyers are walking into their office because it's a closed door meeting space. So at that level, the planning session comes with 20-minute pre-scheduled appointments, so you're getting twice the time, and that comes with, as you mentioned, the suite. So I say a private hotel meeting room. It's a guest room converted into a meeting room. That comes with 2 6-by-2-foot tables. That's pretty much your standard at most hotels. And that's for setup, of course. And then we give you a large round table for your meetings. And then with any of our packages, we can provide you, additional tables or chairs or easels, extra lighting if necessary. We try to, provide you, whatever you might need outside of you bring in your products, of course.
Great. So now the 3 different packages, it's not mandatory that an emerging brand or a startup brand go into Discovery Hub. If they have a bunch of products and they want a planning suite, they can do that as well, correct?
Absolutely. Our packages are designed to, really get suppliers whatever amount of time they might need for their appointments, but also how much space they need. So those are other questions I might ask a supplier is, how many items are you looking to present? Is the tabletop going to be adequate? Or if they have a large assortment, maybe they need to automatically move up to the booth space. And if it's, the other question I ask is, how much time do you need to present? I think in most cases, 10 minutes is perfect. It's enough time to determine, is there a level of interest and what's the next step for follow-up? But again, if it's a supplier that has, a large product line, or they're launching new items, you might very well need that full 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So again, our packages are designed, really to, put the supplier in the best position to be able to execute on their meetings, to provide them adequate meeting space and an adequate amount of time to be able to present.
And that's what you and your team does, is you work with these suppliers to determine exactly which one of these packages will best fit their needs.
That's right. Yeah. So it's not uncommon for a supplier to start at the Discovery Hub level or the innovation pipeline and find that they're ready within the next year or 2 to move up to the planning session.
Great. And I know some suppliers do ask you about the level of investments, and they always compare it to other trade show events.
That's right.
And there's really, it's really comparing apples and oranges, right?
100%. That's right. One of the biggest questions I get, or not question, but the biggest objection I get is, wow, ECRM is expensive. And that's quite the opposite, and I only hear that from suppliers that have never been to ECRM and they've only attended national trade shows. And the reason being is because at your national trade shows, their pricing is a la carte. So typically you're paying for an 8x10 or a 10x10 or 10x20 booth space. So whereas you might pay, $6,000, $7,000 depending on which trade show, that's all you get is that trade show space, that space on the floor. And then from there, you're shipping a booth, you're shipping pallets of products for giveaways, you're spending a lot of money on extra things that you normally wouldn't consider. Tables, chairs.
Food, hotel.
Absolutely, whereas with our sessions, again, it's all inclusive. So you're not paying for a meeting space, you're paying for the opportunity to get on a lot of buyers' schedules over the course of a few days. So the only thing you need to worry about that's not included in our pricing is getting yourself to and from the hotel and shipping in your product samples. Everything else is taken care of. So, whenever a supplier mentions that to me, it gives me the opportunity to explain, what's involved in our packages. And what I typically recommend is, let me offer you a price comparison. Let me run a cost comparison of, tell me how much you pay at those national trade shows, add up all your expenses, and let's compare that to our pricing. And then lastly, we are not selling booth space. We're selling time in a buyer's schedule. So the bottom line is, any supplier can look at the list of buyers that we're bringing in, and you can see that on our website for most sessions, and compare not how much it would cost versus a trade show. Compare how much it would cost to fly in and meet with each of these buyers directly, and keep in mind, at ECRM, you're going to do that over the course of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, so time is another factor that has to be put in. Plus, there's another element that is all of the services that our account management team
That's
provides within a program and helping them to prepare, being on hand at the session, and then following up afterwards. You don't get that
Not at all.
in a trade show.
Not at all. Our customer service is, unparalleled. You can't, compare our level of service to what you get at a trade show. It's not, I sign up and show up like I do at a national trade show. With ECRM, there's an immense amount of planning that goes into it, and our account managers are there to walk you through every step of the process, from completing your company profile to walking you through where to access your appointment list, talk about logistics, how to get your product samples there. I mean, anything and everything that you would need to know as a supplier to prepare for your appointments. And then even after the session, walking you through how to access the follow-up, access the notes that you took during your meetings, access the buyer's notes if they shared them. So again, that's something you just don't get at those big trade shows, whereas at ECRM, it's all about customer service.
And this isn't a dig at trade shows. It's just a different model. It is something people want to go there. They want to go. They want the brand exposure. With us, we don't. That's why we do not refer to our meetings as events. They're sessions, and they're part of programs. And the program involves all of the work that we do with the suppliers and retailers, both before the session, during the session, and follow up from the session. So great. Well, any additional things you'd like to?
I think that's it. Feel free. Anyone can reach out to me anytime. Joe will include my contact information there, and either myself, I'd be happy to answer any additional questions or get you in contact with the right sales manager.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joe.
All right.
Appreciate it.